And that's like, oh man, there are so many things to ask. Gibi Chris, please join us here.
Serenaded.
I know,
Yes.
right? I know.
Good for the morning.
Probably
Good for
realize
the morning. Hey, listen, what did you do on Valentine's Day?
I performed at Tunnels Lounge.
Something's gonna give. Yeah, and that was what you did for the people. What did you do for yourself on Valentine's Day?
It was mostly work for me, so
Okay.
I actually did not get a chance to do.
You didn't sing for her?
Oh no.
You didn't sing for her?
I didn't sing for anyone.
man.
You don't sing for her.
You don't sing for her.
I don't.
I like that question. You don't sing for her.
I don't sing for no one actually.
Apart from us.
We don't even believe it.
We don't even believe it.
It's actually I've actually had quite.
See, they actually
experience.
It's too much. Explain.
I've had
It's
the
been too much.
experience, so I mean.
And they take chukam. Breakfast. It's coming from breakfast.
Breakfast.
Live in the studio with Gibi Chris. Listen, I'm trying to put the two names together. I'm sure there was something you combined.
Okay, Gibi is actually from Gilbert, my name.
Okay.
And the Chris was more like I was actually looking for something that stands for positivity.
Okay.
So the Chris is from Christopher, Christ.
Okay.
It means light.
Okay.
So Gibi means bright and Chris means light. So
Bright light.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh wow. So
thought-
this is the first time I'm hearing you take like a name outside your name. That's the name that exists, and then you put it together as your name.
Good combination.
Good combination. We should be telling your parents to just switch the name and just make it Gibi Chris. Do they all call you? Does family everybody call you Gibi Chris?
My parents don't, but then I think my brother, the one that is after me, he calls me Gibi Chris sometimes. I'm mostly Gibi.
Still talking family. Are you coming from a music family, or it's
My
just
dad.
you with the one with the voice?
So far, I'm actually the only one with the voice.
Okay.
My other brothers did not take it.
They didn't
quite
take that.
seriously. So it started with my dad. He played almost every musical instrument in the church.
Wow.
So me growing up, I was forced to sing in class one time, and I was like, "This feels good. I want to."
Oh
What class was that?
JHS back in Takrady, Nav West Basic School.
Okay.
So
I mean, I remember some of the songs I used to perform in back in class 6. Kenny Rogers, I did some Kenny Rogers look-alike fake saxophone thing some time back where I realized, there was some spirit inside me, but I had to
Something
go.
I don't believe Jay.
Oh, I'm telling you, I'm serious.
You were
and then,
singing.
And then this other country song, on a long sunny evening. I know where.
I wasn't born then.
Yeah. Nowhere to walk away,
yeah.
nowhere to start. You never count your money. When you're sitting by the table, there'll be time enough
I've
to
been
count
headed
them
to.
when the deal is done.
Ah.
Oh, I should ask Google who sang that song. Please, you can help. Listen,
I have no
listeners, you
idea.
must know that song, man.
I haven't.
So you see, we're coming from some, yeah.
He was able to identify directly
early.
that it's country, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What went into you choosing what genres you can sing or you want to venture into?
I actually did experiment with a lot of sounds.
Okay.
I did Afro, I did jazz, I did, I think I even tried a little bit of country. It just wasn't working for me. But then I started with R&B. I started learning from Chris Brown, Usher, Neo, all the R&B superstars. And it was mostly like the foundation of my sound. So I was like, why don't I just go back to it and sort of build from that section? Maybe I could probably in the future do an Afro, R&B, as long as it has the R&B elements in it.
It
I
has
think
to
it would.
be in there.
Yes.
How are you thriving in the industry?
We don't even go there. First off, it was Kenny Rogers. Yeah, it was Kenny Rogers. I performed that song in class 6.
Oh.
5 or 6, yes.
Good.
Just
No, Osteo.
Across Got Talent.
It's
No, my school was in
on your chest.
Kolebu.
got
I just had to
talent.
get it out, yeah, cool. So, Lenny, you were asking. I took her, we know, thank God, we'll come to that. We'll come. But I wanted to base it on, but base it still on family. So were you that kind of person, like amongst all your other siblings, the one who's always singing out loud in the house?
My mom could hear me from the kitchen and be like, "You're making noise. You're making out." They got used to it at some point, so they were like, "Oh, just leave him here. When he's tired, he'll just calm down." But then I could sing like the entire day. So
I can imagine.
You said you were performing at on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Do you do performances a lot? What's your main experience?
I've actually lost my voice a bit because of. I wish I I could actually
like
delete
now
that.
you
Yes,
lost your voice and that's what you did.
That's what I was.
Wow.
I was struggling, like, but then it's.
That was you
so,
struggling. I want to struggle when I'm singing and be like him because.
I did 2 performances just this weekend, 4 hours. Sing for like 4 hours straight. So.
Well, then you should be trying to strive for the singer-song. You should be going for that. We were talking inspirations and the artists that you drew inspiration from, and you listened to. You were naming them before we catch you.
Chris Brown, Usher. There's this guy called Luke James. I don't know if you know Luke James and Lucky Day.
What exactly about them?
Pardon?
What exactly about these artists you've mentioned?
Mostly when it comes to Lucky Day, his writing, Chris Brown, I like how he carries himself on stage.
Okay.
His, stage
So
craft.
do you dance?
Yes, a bit.
Oh, okay. Oh, then you deprived us of a lot of things.
I felt so restricted, so I was trying to focus on
delivering
a better delivery. Yeah.
How about Usher?
Usher, his dance, his voice, and his content as well. But I am very particular when it comes to writing music, as in what you write about. I don't just want to put out anything, like something that actually carries like a very strong message that actually impacts the lives of people that consume that content.
You just performed 2 songs. Run us through those 2 songs. Starting from the second one. That's right. I like that one.
The second one. The second one, in the beginning, I was like love at first sight. I was trying to write from
title.
Wishing Star.
Wishing Star.
Wishing Star.
Wishing Star.
Wishing Star.
Okay.
Wishing Star.
So the verse.
Why do you say wishing stars in one word, or have you put it together?
No,
wishing star.
Star.
Okay.
Yeah.
Star.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So I had actually gone through so much, and I wanted to still stay positive. So. I mean, mostly people would actually write about the bad experience, but I wanted to find the good in the bad. So I decided to write about you finding that special someone that you feel like...
It had to be a woman. Listen, the women are doing a very good job. Listen, Ghana music industry, if you look really behind it, the women that are making survival.
Exactly.
Yes, because what else are we writing about if we don't talk about our women, you know?
Yeah.
Do you have any Ghanaian influences or...
Yes, Kojenchi. Should I say Efia?
Okay.
Kojenchi, Efia, and Adina.
Okay.
Interesting choices. But you're talking about the song again, so wrap it up. Wishing Star.
Wishing Star.
Yeah.
And I decided to write like from the positive perspective, like from that bad experience.
Okay.
So love at
Has
first
she heard
sight.
it?
Who?
Has she heard it?
She.
The one who
The bad
inspired.
experience.
Probably, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so this song is actually not out yet.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I decided to
Really?
just perform like, Hey You, I just released recently.
Okay, that's the first one.
Yeah, the first one.
Hey You.
Hey You was a bit more of that bad experience, but then trying to like missing that person that you haven't actually met yet. And so it's a message to like your future person.
Okay. Now I identified that
Says the
all
guy who
people
didn't celebrate Val's Day. Then
right.
Well, yeah.
All the people that you mentioned, you know, they pay attention to quality when it comes to their music, right?
Sure.
I think that they are on a certain pedestal.
Yes,
So how are you thriving in the industry, you know, choosing to do R&B and then maybe in the future your Afro R&B, as you put it?
Okay. As of right now, I have a really good team behind me that is helping me put out my song, do good with the marketing and promotion and all that. So I'm doing the little that I can, like putting in all my energy and my effort into. I do music full time, so.
Hey.
Yeah.
Wow.
I try a little bit of music production on the side, and I do performances through Accra, and besides that, I actually do my own writing and get into the studio too.
The fact that you do this full time, you've lost your voice because you've been performing back to back. Tell us about the success of the business of this, because the misconception about being a musician or doing anything.
Yes, you should blow.
You have to become a
global
yeah, but here you are, a full unit, getting your thing done. So I want to know about that.
I actually love it when I get to the stage I perform, and after that, like, people are actually happy. And they come to me and they're like, I love what you did, like, you made my night. That alone is I would say is success for me. Rather more than focusing on the I don't know, but then I've actually been on several platforms that felt like I've reached TV3 Mentor 2020. I was a part of the contestants. 2019, I won a competition with a band. We went to Japan that was the grand prize. Nice. And I think 2020, I don't remember the year, but the old mutual
one. That was.
I was handpicked out of my group to join another group and go to SA to compete.
Okay.
So, and all these moments felt like I was actually.
Tell us more about the SA. When you guys touched down, in terms of the other competitors, standards, level, learnings.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing I remember clearly was the moment we actually got there and we were done eating, where we were done with supper, and one of the South African groups came out to try out their rehearsal, and we saw how bad ours was. They were so good, in fact. They all sounded like musical instruments, and I was like, whoa, these people are not joking.
Yeah.
And we gradually had to, I think Trigmatic was
Trig was
part of the judges, and he was like, he likes the fact that we came off. My group was more of the church a cappella group, and we were placed in the pop category, and we had to sort of transition ourselves into fitting that category. And it took us a while. But then eventually we sort of got through, but then we got evicted.
Singers
and we had to come back home.
You mentioned church right now, and then you mentioned church earlier. Your father having played in the church, and all of that. Do you still play in church, or do you still sing in church?
Explain.
I actually did used to handle choirs. I did music directing.
You're talking about now.
Right
because
now.
Because you know what happens? They start from church, then they leave church.
Yeah, I was a massive.
It's like the sweetness
I was a chorister. I was part of Catholic Students Union. I was also a member of the Christian Children's Youth Association.
But now,
Children's Youth Organization, CYO.
Women's Union.
President. I played various roles in church.
But now you play various roles
I've
in
handed
women's
over.
lives.
No, hand over.
2.
Oh, but the other people too are coming.
Okay.
Yes.
Other people.
Yes. That's exactly what he's doing now.
So you've handed over.
So I've handed over.
Oh, okay.
In
a church goer now.
In wrapping up our conversation, so tell us, was this off a new album coming up?
Yeah, it's off my EP.
Okay.
My coming EP.
Okay, titled. Not yet.
I think I would rather.
Okay.
Would that be your first?
Yeah, actually.
That's your first.
That was first EP.
Okay.
It's actually been so long, me trying to plan this, and finally I'm getting the chance to.
How do we plug in at Free Music? How do we be part of the story?
I mean, I'm actually honored to be here. I mean, this is more than enough.
No, we want a bigger stake in it.
When you do release the EP, just let us know.
I would definitely let you guys.
Do you have an idea of the date, the time?
It's definitely going to be this year, but then I have a few more singles to put out before the EP is out.
How many songs are you looking at in total for the EP? 6. Okay. 6 songs.
All right, Gibi Chris, how do people find you on socials as well?
My handle on all the social media platforms is at Gibi Chris. At Gibi Chris.
Well, it sounds like you'd be the only person with that name.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow. Well, thank you so much. Any shout-outs going out to any people who've been part of the story?
Shout-outs to Jasper, Vince, my A&R, to Mo, my fashion designer, to Acel, my manager, and everyone else that actually has contributed to me getting to this point so far.
Well, definitely, if it's a full-time job, then definitely people will be behind you. Thank you so much. We'd really appreciate it happening. And keep it up. Loving the music.